Welcome, boys and girls, to my Halloween World Tanks stream. Just kidding, it's not a stream. So I like quality videos. Anyway, this year I have actually come to finish my promise from last year, where I said that I was going to put in the Halloween mode into my one Halloween video, and then I never did. So I'm actually going to make the Halloween video where we actually play, where I play the Halloween mode in WoT Tanks. So, for those of you who are wondering how this works and what the dealio is, the Halloween mode is basically a special mode, just like the Tog C or the Lunar mode, and maybe you haven't heard of those at all. So, what I mean by special mode is that it's 7v7 matches where everybody has a tank with a special power of some sort. So for the lunar modes or the Mars mode, it was we're in low gravity and we all have chaffies that shoot lasers. And in the Tog C, it was we have World of Warships ships, except for they're all Tog 2s. And in the Halloween mode, we have monster tanks. And of course, that doesn't specifically mean that they are actually like big monsters lumbering around. They're the tanks, but in different forms. So one of them, the oldest one that I have from last year, is Crafts Panther. And this time, when I came into the garage, I was greeted with a Tier 9 Revenant Awakened. So we can actually see what the awakened version of these tanks look like in the mode in the garage. So that's something. So this one's got the glowing eyes, and it had the glowing eyes are the only weak spot, and then the rest of the tank you only take a little bit of damage from getting shot. So that's the Revenant Panther's thing, because it's supposed to be like a zombie tank that just can take hit after hit after hit. And then Lycan Awakened. This one has it's supposed to be kind of the werewolf tank, although it doesn't actually have the pentagram on it. It's a star, which is kind of really dumb, but whatever. And this one, when the nice little knot pentagram lights up, the tank can survive any drop, and it goes about twice as fast or something like that, so that's something. And then the classic, the one that everybody gets if they don't have one thing I should explain is that to have the Revenant and the Lycan that I have here, I actually have to have the Lycan and the Revenant regular. So people that did not waste their money or did not waste their time trying to get the Revenant or the Lycan for free or for money, there is the Spectre, and the Spectre has been buffed this time. Because before it was just a suicidal T-34 that could not steer, but now it is a suicidal T-34 where it's really hard to hit, because when you look at it, it doesn't have a red outline on it. So there's something like your indicator goes red when you're looking at it for its you can penetrate, but the actual tank doesn't outline like the other tanks do. And basically, this mode is just utter mayhem for about 5 seconds, and then serious playing for about a couple minutes or 30 seconds, depending on how good the players are that are left. And then somebody wins off of some bullcrap, because all of the monster tanks basically rely on bullcrap. So, for example, the Revenant, like I think I said, the front is basically super impenetrable and doesn't take any damage except for on the turret, and then the Lycan goes really fast and spams people, and the Spectre you can't hit very easily. And the Revenant also doesn't show up on your radar and stuff like that. So it's all these nice things, all these beautiful things, and I should probably stop wasting time and actually go into a match. First, we gotta make a party. So I'm an immature son of a bitch, and I decided not to make a party before I started this recording. So like I said, there's basically no strategy for the Monster Mash mode. It's just mostly just kind of fun mayhem, or really bullshit mayhem. There are, of course, more tanks in this mode, 2 of which could only have been bought. So there's the Lycan, there's the Spectre, there's the Revenant, and then there's the Kaiju and the Gyornik, which Kaiju is Japanese heavy tank, of course, and the Gyornik is KV-5, or for those who don't know what a KV-5 is, it's a monstrous and really slow Russian tank. So the Gyornik can breathe fire and shoot fireballs, and the Kaiju can shoot lightning and breathe fire. So there's that, and then there's the Halloween and the good old Dragon. Dragon can go to certain spots on the map and teleport, and basically just be a light tank. And then the Halloween or Hound, or whatever you want to call it, just has a really high fire rate, and it drives around really fast. So you'll notice, oh boy, there's a lot of light tanks on my team. So you'll notice, first off, that we seem to be in a spooky kind of old Halloween theme, old scary movie theme, you know, like 1930s movie cinescope deal going on with the filter on the game. So kind of similar to how they did the filter on the comic thing that I made a video about. Nobody else made a video about this weird. So as you can see, the Spectre does not have an outline when I look at it, but the Lycan does. So that's why it's hard to shoot, basically. And so you can see there's this gray, there's green goo on the map. So my tank and the Spectre tanks are easier to find if they drive through that goo, because then your tracks are highlighted and everybody can see where you are. So don't do that.
Ready to fire on target.
Just don't. Yeah, I shouldn't get spotted too easily, which is why I'm basically just sitting in one spot right now.
Enemies looking right at us.
And also because only the one part of my turret is vulnerable, so it's unlikely that I'll get killed. Now if this guy's
Find us another target. Dropping target.
Once again, you can see that Spectre tanks are really hard to hit because, or well, not really, it's kind of annoying to hit because they look out the indicator. You also see that my team is getting wrecked and I'm probably going to get destroyed, so that's fun.
They've spotted us.
Unfortunately, I cannot use the Revenant's grand ability of being stealthy as fuck because everybody's dead, so I have to try to kill everybody. And as you can see, I'm being set on fire by the gloriously or not gloriously overpowered Gyornik. Like I said, the Gyorniks can shoot fireballs, and it's really, really overpowered if there's a good player in the end, but it's not if shit players. Shoot spook shells. If we were playing the Spectre tank, we would also be able to notice that the spook shells kind of scream at you when you shoot them. So the major difference between this year and last year with the Halloween is that you're not on an urban map anymore, so the Revenant Panther is not as it once was. So before we were on spooky version of Himmelsdorf, and the Revenant Panther was all powerful because there were dead Revenant. Of course, there's all the dead tanks on the map are Revenant Panthers, Actually, no, I should play a different tank. So, in that way, urban map is especially good for the Revenant Panther because it can just hide and pretend to be a dead panther, and then once somebody passes far enough away, then you shoot them in the ass and they won't know what's going on until they're dead. So that was the major advantage that good old Revenant had last time. This time, not have advantage because it's a ridiculously open map. So it's fortunate or unfortunate, I don't know. It's fortunate for the Yornik players, and it's not fortunate for the Craft Panther players. It's basically all it is. I do kind of miss the Himmelsdorf one though, because it was a lot better for the Lycans and the smaller tanks, because there were places for them to hide. I mean, basically the only tanks that benefit are the new tanks that they've added and the Yornik on this map. Here we can see a dragon that's firing there.
Our mission is to capture and hold the marked objective. Let's do it.
Oh, there's a scoop train. These things are obnoxiously hard to drive because of you know, no friction in the ground pretty much. What is interesting this time about the Spectre tank I'm driving is that they have gained the ability. They have gained the ability to still be invisible when they're dead. Of course, it's not really much of an ability for the actual players. It's just
We've got a lock. We hit them hard. Enemies looking right at us.
to be honest, I'm not really sure what kind of shells these things are associated with. Because, of course, these are T-3485s. So you can see the dead tanks. These are T-3485s. So what else could they be? And for some odd reason,
They've spotted us.
they do not seem to do T-3485 damage. All the other Halloween tanks do damage that is commensurate to their the tank that they're based off of, except for this one. Now, I'm not really sure why.
Enemies got us in their sights.
I think it happens to be because this tank has extremely low health.
Where'd they go? It's like we're shooting
So
spit
the extremely low health combined with the basically really higher tiered other tanks that are
Target locked.
in this mode.
Enemy
I killed myself. As you can see, this I think the reason why the Spectre has very low damage to output is because it shoots so fast, and the reason why it shoots so fast is because it has no health compared to the other tanks. Here you'll see it has 524. The Yornik has, 1700. The Lycan is 840. And things like this, it makes it. So though they had to buff it, but they had to also against the buff because you can't have the tank doing the 200 plus damage that a T-3485 does while it reloads in like 2 seconds. So basically it does what I would consider T-34 damage without actually being a T-34. So I suppose it's like spamming HE off the T-3485's gun. That's what it is. I certainly appreciate the kind of old scary movie cinemascope that they've added to this mode. It greatly increases the difficulty of seeing some of the tanks, and it also so it increases the interest, challenge of playing this mode. As you can see, there's a continual 5 going right there on Yornik on our team, and that's because they gain health back. Which, in my opinion, they don't need, but cutting him correct. That's unfortunate. That's nice. I also quite like the aesthetics of the map this year, where there's kind of weird fire things on the map, and there's also there wasn't as much of this on the original Himmelsdorf spook place for this mode. Alright, I think that about covers it for the Halloween mode. I hope you enjoy my commentary. If you don't, why'd you watch the video? And I'll see you guys next time.